I'm just learning Camtasia's virtual classroom, so forgive me for not being real succinct with this demonstration, but this is what I've learned so far, and had a very nice session with Lyd Rodriguez in the CTL just now, testing out some of the functionality of the virtual classroom. You open up your course and go to Content. You're going to add existing activities, okay? And scroll down and find Virtual Classroom. So we're going to be creating a virtual classroom here. I then schedule a meeting. We're creating a meeting, actually. We schedule a meeting, and this is going to be called the second experiment, okay? I'll start it now. And you can set the duration, of course, and then the checkboxes are, of course, below the words here. So I'm going to say invite the entire class, yes, and you can turn on and off recording later, so you don't need to do that now, and then save. Okay, so then save. So then we go back to the content and we choose where we want this to go, and so I'm just choosing course materials here. No, I'll choose references and resource materials. So then we say add existing activities and scroll down, find virtual classroom. Since we've made a virtual classroom, it should appear here, second experiment. Choose it, and now it appears in my content. Okay, so now students will be able to see this if you go to, say, your course home and you add an announcement. Make a new announcement and say try the virtual classroom, and then you type in whatever you want, and then your hyperlink here, and highlight it, go to the link, and it takes you to the internal options of D2L. So I'm going to go down to the virtual classroom and choose second experiment. Okay, so that becomes a hyperlink. Now when students come to the course, I'm going to publish that, and when students come to the course, they'll see try the virtual classroom, and then there's this link here. And when they click on this, they'll go to the same place they would go to if they went into the content itself and clicked on the link for that particular class, which was the resources and the resource material. And then you enter the meeting, and all the students will then enter the meeting the same way. So how would you like to join? I want to be able to speak. Who asks? Can you hear me? Yes, I can. I hear that.
You are currently the only person in this conference.
No, I'm the only person in the conference room. So this is going to be interesting. So notice at the top it says not recording. If you click that, it changes to recording, and then you click it again and it stops recording. So you could record bits and pieces of it, not the whole thing. And I understand that these are automatically published, but you can delete them later. I haven't tested that yet. Okay, so now what I need to do is learn about these buttons down here. This will mute my microphone, and you can mute students' microphones, and you can also shut off their videos, which is down here. If you want to leave the audio, you click there, and so every student has the ability to shut off their own microphone. Down here, share your screen is interesting. Okay, so I click on the screen. I have 3 monitors, so I have three screens here. I'm going to choose the one with ArcGIS running and share it. Screen 1. Screen share has started. There's my ArcGIS program. It's live. I'm working on another monitor, so I can share that screen. And now I notice that if I turn on the video and I share my camera, look what happens to the size of this shared screen. So this is where all the people in the session would be able to see their images across the top, and it makes the screen smaller, but it might be fine for PowerPoints. Let's see, what else about this? So you can turn that off, and I can turn everyone's off to make the screen larger. Again, I can record. Let's just record a little bit here and see what happens. See what happens with that. So now I'm going to stop the recording and see where that ends up. So that's the basics. I think that's enough to get started. And I understand you can get 10 videos on the screen. That's what Liz says. And I think you can have 100 people in the class. Stop recording there. Okay, another thing that I learned is that if you go to the upper left-hand corner here and click on this icon of the silhouette of a person, you'll see all the people in the meeting. I'm the only one here now, but if you click one, you can give them screen share privileges. So you can see their work, they can put up their materials, and you can look at it as a class, or if you're doing an individual conference, just individually. So that's nice. And I guess public chat lets you enter some information here, and yep, public chat is just a nice way to, on the side, you can have some kind of conversation going where people who aren't speaking can participate. That's all pretty straightforward. Okay, now I'm going to pause my recording here and try to find out where that recording of the video went. But another thing I'll point out is that I have 3 monitors, 1, 2, 3, and for some reason I have 4 cameras because I have a plug-in camera. I can't seem to choose which camera it's coming from, so it's coming from my laptop. And another thing I just found is that this little plus button in the bottom left-hand corner of the virtual classroom lets you go into breakout rooms. I haven't experimented with that. Of course, mute all would be nice at some time. Initiate a poll would be cool. I don't know whether you can make a poll on the fly. And upload a presentation. I think if you upload a PDF file, then everybody can get it easily. That's what I believe Kate or Liz recommended, PDF. Okay, so now I'm going to go try to find that recording and see what it's like. Well, no luck with that. When I went into second experiment in the that folder that I put this in, it says meeting recording not available. Please check back later. Liz suggested that maybe this takes a little time for it to be created, even though it was a very, very short recording. Well, I came back, and indeed it does take a bit of time to process, but let's just record a little bit here and see what happens. You can see that it works. So that's the initial demonstration of a newcomer trying out the virtual classroom. It might be of use in coming weeks, coming months, and it might be of use in the long run too. And she also suggested that maybe it may automatically generate closed captions, but we have yet to see that. Okay, that's pretty good for first poking around. Once you get going on it, it does seem to be pretty intuitive.